Greetings and welcome to CauselessJoy Tarot. I am the Golden Light Goddess, and I'm here today to do a reading for the sign of Libra for the month of December. This month, which is the last month of 2017, we are using two decks today, The Legacy of Divine by Ciro Marchetti, and for our guidance card, we will be pulling from The Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. Now, I am doing a particular spread today that will help with the end of the year, giving us guidance going into the end of the year here. So also, I'm offering personal readings starting in 2018. So if you're interested in that, you can check out more in details under the discussion tab on my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and get started, Libra. Calling on the divine, all that is loving and good. Calling on the angels, guides, helpers, and teachers, all that loves and surrounds the sign of Libra, asking for guidance as we look at the energies that are up in December for the sign of Libra, giving thanks in advance for perfect clarity, perfect wisdom, and perfect vision as we look at the energies coming in for the sign of Libra for the month of December 2017. All right. Thank you in advance to all that loves and surrounds the sign of Libra for perfect clarity, perfect wisdom today as we look at the energies coming in for the month of December. All right, that feels good, Libra. So let's go ahead and give the cards a cut here. And again, we are doing a spread that I'll talk more about as we take a look at the cards. All right, Libra, and coming in as your bottom energy, the bottom card here, which is really the overriding energy. I see that your bottom card really kind of overviews your entire month. So you do have the Three of Coins coming in, Libra, as your overriding energy. And this Three of Coins is, as you can see, this guy is really focused on getting it done. So a lot of focus, it looks like, on your work, on however you earn your coins in your life. It looks like there's going to be a great deal of focus in this area of your life in the month of December. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the rest of the cards. Now, just to give you a brief overview here of the spread that I'm using today. These cards on the left represent your past, and the intention that I set for this particular reading is that the cards in this past section represent the energy throughout 2017 for you. These cards in the middle section are going to represent your current state of mind, what's over you, what's beneath you. And then here we have your future cards. So looking out into 2018. And once again, if you are interested in getting a personal reading for 2018, I am now offering those readings. All right, Libra, at the very central, very core for you right now is transformation. We do have the Death card coming in as your central focus in energy. And again, this is about transformation, change, getting things done. And it may very well be in relation to your overall energy, where you're really focused on working very hard, and it looks like you're trying to transform some part of your life here. So let's take a look at what's crossing you, and that's kind of big, Libras, to have this major arcana coming in as your primary energy in the month of December. So let's take a look at what's crossing you here. And we do have the Two of Swords crossing you. So this is all about needing to make some decisions, and perhaps not having all of the information that you need to make those decisions. So swords are all about your thoughts, your plans. It also reflects your knowledge. So what's crossing you in this transformation, Libra, is this need to make some decisions. There's something that you need to decide on that maybe you don't have all of the information that you need as of yet to make a good quality decision. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's over you at this current time. And we have the King of Coins coming in over you. So again, very focused on making money, making the right decisions and choices that will benefit you in the long run financially. Here as the King of Coins, as your as the energy that's what's currently on your mind, which is perfectly in line with the Three of Coins that we saw as your overriding energy here. We have the King of Coins at the top of your thoughts. This king is a master of his financial destiny. So it looks like Libras are very focused on making an impact in their lives right now financially. So let's take a look at what's beneath you right now, Libra. And we have the Page of Swords coming in the reverse. So again, a lot of sword and coin energy, a lot of focus going into what you're working towards in terms of your finances. This page is coming in the reverse underneath you. So it could indicate that these pages normally bring forth messages. So it could also be going back to the Two of Swords that was crossing you at your central position. Perhaps you haven't received, again, the information, the message, the data, the knowledge that you need to make good choices that will put you in that King of Coins energy. So let's go ahead and take a look now at the rest of your cards to see if there's any other indication, and I will also offer any intuitive hits that I receive from looking at your cards here, because clearly Libras are waiting or delayed in some way. There's a missing piece, a missing link that you're needing, that you're looking for. So let's go ahead now and take a look at your past energy cards. So again, these cards really represent the energy that has been a primary force for you in 2017. So here we have the Chariot and the King of Wands coming in as your past energy. So there's been some victories here. There's been some victories for Libras that have really been sparked by the actions that you've passionately taken. You have the King of Wands coming in underneath the Chariot here. So that tells me that Libras have been very focused, very action oriented with the steps that they've taken in the past to bring them where they are right now, with this King of Coins coming in as your overriding energy. So a lot of action, a lot of they say sometimes that you're all people can be all talk and no action. That is definitely not the case for Libras in their past energy, showing a very strong indication that you've worked very hard and very diligently and very passionately towards what you're hoping to create. And with the Chariot coming in over that, all of that action-oriented energy, that tells me that you've experienced some victories. Perhaps there's also been some duality going on, some things that may not have come in quite the way that you expected them to, but overall I'm sensing very much a sense of victory here for Libras in the past. And we have the King of Swords as the furthest card out. So this is going further into your past. Perhaps at the beginning of 2017, early 2017, you have 3 kings coming out in your reading so far. And kings, again, are the leaders of the suit that they represent. This King of Swords is again that thought energy, being able to think things through and actually accomplish what you've set out to accomplish. But this King of Swords is coming in the reverse, so that leads me to believe that perhaps some of the thoughts that you may have been thinking early on in the year, there may have been some confusion or some staticky energy that you had to move through before you could get a more balanced approach to what you're experiencing. So again, what I'm really drawn to at this point is the appearance of the Death card at your central position, as well as you have 3 kings coming in, which really indicates a sign of mastery in almost all areas of life. We have the King of Coins, which represents finances. The King of Swords representing your mental, your thought life. And then the King of Wands representing that you're very passionate and action-oriented in your daily events and the things that you're doing to make things happen. All right, so let's go ahead now and take a look at the energy going out into the future. We have the 8 of Cups coming up in the reverse, as well as the Judgment card. I look at these 2 cards as going together. So this 8 of Cups and the Judgment card indicate to me that there's this potential for travel, but there's something going on with this potential for travel. I'm drawn back to the 2 of Swords that was crossing you, where the information was either missing or lacking or delayed that you need, and then that's also crossing your transformation here. So to see this 8 of Cups coming up, which represents travel, this 8 of Cups represents moving on from one situation to another, from one job to the other, really moving forward. And again, that's coming up in the reverse, as well as it's right underneath the Judgment card, which is another major arcana. Now, the Judgment card is about completion. It's about ascending and being able to really make that move forward. So again, seeing this Eight of Cups and the Judgment card tells me that there could be some delays here with your movement. Again, I do see the ability of you to really work hard and take action to get things done, but there's something going on here with this Two of Swords and this Eight of Cups in the reverse, as well as the Judgment card. Something missing, something lacking, something is not quite lining up that would allow this Eight of Cups to be in the upright position. And we also have as your final outcome card, the Lovers card coming up in the reverse. Now, this could be indicative of a relationship, and more often than not, when we see the Lovers card, relationships are the very first thing that come up. But I'm not picking up that this is necessarily going to be relationship related. For some of you, it very well may be, but that's not the impression that I'm getting here. What I'm sensing is that this Lovers card coming up in the reverse as your final outcome card is really indicative of the fact that something that you love, something that you're very passionate about, all right? Something that you're have put a lot of energy, hard work, and effort into is not going in the direction that you'd hope that it would. There are missing pieces. There are something is not quite lined up. It could be a timing issue. Perhaps now is not the time for you to accomplish what it is that you set out to accomplish. So therefore, I'm picking up that this Lovers card in the reverse is representing your emotional state because of these delays, because of this this potential that you see to have financial security, to have financial balance. The potential that you see there, that you know is possible for you, but it's just not manifesting in the way that you'd hoped. Now, I'm drawn back to the Death card, to the Transformation card here. What this card as your central focus tells me is that even though things may appear not to be going the way that you'd hope, and it could be impacting you emotionally, know that you are still in a very transformational process. Know that everything that is occurring or is not occurring, everything is always working out for your highest and best good. And I'm picking up as well that this transformation is definitely for your highest and best good, although it may not seem to be at as was indicated here with the Lovers card coming up in the reverse. All right, Libra. So that is going to be the main portion of your reading for the month of December. Let's go ahead now and take a look at your guidance card. Again, I am using the Keepers of the Light. 'Tis the season for light, so I'm calling on the Keepers of the Light to give us one additional guidance card for the sign of Libra for the month of December. Asking for one additional guidance card for Libra for the month of December. And as you saw there, that card did pop out, so we are going to go ahead and take a look at that card, which is perfect for the sign of Libra. Faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. All right, so this is about having faith, and I think this is perfect in perfect alignment with the cards that you've received. Given that we have this Lover's card coming up in the reverse as your final outcome card, and again, I was picking up that this is an indication that you're impacted perhaps adversely by because things don't appear to be going your way. And here we have the keepers of the light reminding you to remain faithful, reminding you that to stay calm, first of all, and trust that, as I stated earlier, that everything is working out in your for your highest good. Trust the good in yourself and others. What a beautiful message to leave you with, Libras, as we close out 2017. And really kudos to you for having such a passionate, working so hard to accomplish the things that are most important to you in life. All right, so that does conclude your reading for the month of December. Again, please do schedule your personal 2018 readings. The link to do so is on the discussion tab on my channel if you're so inclined. Season's greetings to all of you, and namaste. I will see you again in 2018.